The question is that the motion we agreed to. I call the member for Lalor.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. And I would begin my comments today on the motion around small business. Going to point 2 and acknowledging the work, it says, of the Prime Minister, the Treasurer and the Minister for Small Business in putting together a package that will deliver for small business now and into the future, and must stop to ask if which Prime Minister, which Treasurer and which Minister for Small Business the motion addresses, obviously celebrating what this government has put in place for small business. And of course, we on this side agree that with 96% of all Australian businesses being small business, it does warrant serious support. But of course, in opposition, those opposite opposed a tax cut for small business. They abolished the asset write-off and wound back the loss carryback measures introduced by the former Labor government. And then after the unfair, cruel 2014 budget, when they realised the polls were headed south, suddenly found that they could, of course, support those measures of an asset write-off scheme, limited in time, not permanent as it would have been under Labor, and of course introduced a tax cut of 1.5%. And I bring to the chamber your attention to the 2015 budget reply speech by the Leader of the Opposition, who said, and I quote, "A 1.5% cut for small businesses might be enough to generate a headline, but it is not enough to generate the confidence and long-term growth our economy needs." He went on to say, "Let's give some small business the sustainable boost of confidence that they deserve, confidence to create jobs." That's the future, that's confidence, the Leader of the Opposition said in that budget reply speech. And I would argue and suggest that our new Prime Minister, our new Treasurer and our new Minister for Small Business get serious about these issues. And I say this, Deputy Speaker, in all seriousness, because in Lalor I hear specific things from small business. And one of the things I hear the longest and the loudest is what they're not getting from this government, from this Prime Minister, from this new Prime Minister, the member for Wentworth, who of course was the Minister for Communications. And the one thing small business want to talk to me about in the electorate of Lalor is a world-class broadband. What they want to talk to me about is that they're very disappointed with this second-rate NBN, and they're more than disappointed about the digital divide that is being created in my electorate, not just house to house, resident to resident, but business to business, Deputy Speaker. This digital divide is impacting negatively on small business in Lalor. Now, Google recently outlined the impact of reliable internet provision for small business. In an electorate with over 9,000 small businesses, I know the people of Lalor know how important that is. So small business in Lalor accounts for 1/3 of our economic output, but they're being held back by the poor provision of the internet. Because, Deputy Speaker, in Lalor, many addresses are not getting any internet, except for very expensive wireless internet. And of course, this is a cruncher, a killer for small business, who we know, and we've heard from members today, about the small margins that small business may be relying on. I did a survey recently, and one of the small businesses in Lalor responded to that survey. Many responded, but this one I thought was quite pertinent for today's debate. This person said, "I live 4 kilometres from the Werribee Exchange and run a home-based business. The internet speeds are pathetic, making it difficult for me to maintain online backups of my work and send work to clients over the internet." This is limiting small business in Lalor, Deputy Speaker. So I have a message for the new Prime Minister. If you want to assist small business, work with us to enact the 5% cut to company tax for small business that we suggested, and get serious about a first-class NBN rollout. Get serious to ensure that small business aren't being crunched by a lack of access to 21st century technology. Get serious about making small business the driver of economic activity. Get serious about supporting them to create the jobs of the future. Get serious about supporting small business in my electorate so that they can create jobs and employ those people in my electorate that are currently unemployed. Thank you, Deputy
The
Speaker.
member's time has expired. The time allotted for